Hello everyone, I'm Xiao Gang. In this lesson, we will mainly test it. Actually, for this test, let me explain how we test it. First, we start the server, right? After we start the server, now we ensure that we can access it locally, right? We ensure local access and we give it an 80 to 33. Obviously, we can't do it like this here. We need to do it like this. Okay, then it proves that our site is working. Then we go back to our client side. Let's just start it directly. Actually, we still need to make a small change here. We'll explain this change later because it's quite important. We still need to create a map, then do a blueprint observation test for everyone. Okay, so we have created a new map here. It's best if we create another level here. Then we place a folder here. We give it 026 and we call it HBTP server. Okay, let's create a new map here. This map can be completely black. Then here, we'll call it Levo HTTP server. Okay. After we finish creating it, we can also specify something here. We've probably been working on this HTTP server recently. We should be working on this these days. Let's open the relationship diagram. Then we type XG here. Let's take a look. Client should be this one, this interface. Okay, let's give it a customer. Then we need to print this thing here. We'll use print stream. And then we need to concatenate this string. This .pen, this concatenation method, is also very simple. Well, we give it a result. We give it an enemy type here. Because we know we can actually do this in Blueprint. We can convert it into a stream. So we can see it like this. Then we execute it here, and then execute it. There must be a problem now. Actually, but let's ignore it for now. Let's press 1 first. Let's observe this log. We are in begin play. It has already executed successfully here. A bit fast. Let's access it again. Let's check it again. Hey, you see? Hey, no problem at all. Our client sent a message. Our server also received it. So here, actually you can see this part is processed very quickly. This should be 1/10,000. 1/10,000th of a second. 1/10,000th of a second. This millisecond unit is tricky. There's a small issue with what you wrote. Never mind that. The unit might be written incorrectly, but it doesn't matter. The approximate time is just this short. Then we can go ahead and do this. A response is sent. And this proves that our framework is suffice. Then based on this framework, we start encapsulating this complex data structure. So this is just a simple, I sent something. You don't care about it. I received something. I also care about it. There is no network integrity. There are none of these messy things either. This is the simplest interaction framework. Before working on this interaction framework, we still need to do one more thing. You can see this side is, and actually this agent hasn't executed, right? It hasn't executed. We don't need to worry about it. We'll just let it execute later because we haven't implemented the logic for this blueprint agent execution yet. What we need to do, this thing that needs to be done, we need to change it like this. Make a small change in this type. In this type, it should be. We find this, it should be this agent. This agent, let's see where it's written. Written in this Surad type. Actually, it shouldn't be written here. But let's ignore it for now. Rewrite it and give it a thrown1 tags. We should give it 4 parameters, which is more appropriate. Personally, I think we should just modify this part. We give 4 parameters. The first parameter is actually indicating the type of our request. Let's control it first. The second parameter is actually indicating our GUID. Yes, FSJUID. For this part, I'll first take this bit. This part is DUID, or I like to call it this. The front part is actually the request type. We need an enum like this, so we know what type of request it is. So this is called request type. Okay. So if we write it like this, actually this part should be placed in this position. But actually placing it here is not appropriate. We need to add another one. Let's put it here. Then I'll just put it on top. Let's move it. This is for easier reading. Yes. So because this place contains HD type, actually this place also needs to include encode. This request type, why do we need to do this? It is because we need to keep these three files. The purity of these three files will be ported to the standalone program later. So you have to maintain the purity of these three files. If you include client-side stuff, then it will be very inconvenient when you use it. So that's how it is. Then let's compile now and see if it passes. Are there any errors here? Let's check what the error is. Okay, actually here we must include the BP library header file over here. Yes, this is what we mentioned to you at the beginning. That might cause a circular dependency issue. But why didn't it cause a circular dependency here? We can see. Here we need to supplement the type of this request because we know the type of his request is this. It should be, we need to touch this. Okay, and here we need to add a stream. Then we need to put this proxy information in front. We put it here. Here we can place the second here. If it fails, we can get it immediately. Okay, then let's add a log here. We need to add a log. So I know what kind of work we are requesting. We can actually manage a unified log output here. Then, if needed, we print this GUID here, or convert this media into a stream and print it here. Okay, let's keep it as is. That's it. Okay, let's compile again. Now let's start. Starting is mainly to demonstrate this failure scenario. See here. Then, after we started here, we go and change the port number. For example, in the project setting, find our blue, then we change the port to, say, 80 refoil. Then we request it again, and you'll see it fails because it can't connect, right? Actually, this failure is not the one that needs to be handled here. The failure we want to demonstrate is actually here. We changed this thing. We made it empty. We make this IP empty. You see we are executing. You can see there seems to be a hello. What is this hello about? Actually, it's because here we didn't connect it. After we connect it, you can see this hello. You can see. This way, we have fully obtained it. Why did we fail? Because our server port here, the IP was written incorrectly, so you just need to change it back here. It will then successfully connect. Okay, so this is our AB phase. Actually, it's just a simple connection phase. We call this phase. Next, we will talk about the CDE phase, because the C phase, but the lower level part is more complex, because we need to do some semi-commercial development. Okay, so that's all for this session.